All right, let's do it. You're there? Hello? Are you there?
Hello.
Yeah. Right. So this chapter is about cloud, right? So first thing is you need to know what cloud is. Cloud is another name for internet, right? And nowadays we talk about the cloud because we use internet a lot. We are totally dependent on internet when it comes to uh, our day-to-day tasks, right? Whatever the application that you use today with regard to internet is a cloud service. Whether you do banking, whether you do online shopping, downloading, streaming, they all cloud because these are services on internet provided through internet. Uh, right. So when it comes to cloud, why cloud is so important? Because unlike accessing a website which is hosted in internet, nowadays we run applications on a remote server, right? So like you're there, right? You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So right now, I have applications installed in my computer. Now these are called um, locally installed apps. Locally, uh, hold on. Locally installed app. Mm, yeah. So in contrast, hosted applications are installed and run on remote servers. Installed and run on remote servers, right? So that's the server. They have installed the applications. We log into the server. We pay a subscription, or we run them free of charge up to a certain extent. But the application is installed and run not in our computer, in their server. That's what hosted application is. Hosted. It's hosted by, in their servers. Web applications, web apps are stored online servers. So when hosted applications, uh, when we talk about hosted applications, they are called web applications, right? Uh, to run these hosted applications, we usually use the World Wide Web. That means we go through the browser. Now, just imagine like OneDrive. We go to Office 365 and then open Word there. We go to Google Docs and open Google Word or Google Excel. Those are hosted applications. And what about the apps on the phone? They're also hosted in their cloud. Right? Even though we uh, install the app on our device, it's like it's a partial thing. The rest of the work is happening in the background. Right? The database part is in the cloud. What we see is just the interface. Right? So they are also hosted applications. The applications run on an online server, and the user interface for the application is displayed in the web browser. Right. what we do is we interact with the user interface, but the application is installed and the data are stored in the backend, in the server, not in our computer, right? Now imagine if you take phones, and if the apps are completely installed and run on your phone with the database and everything, then your phone will not have enough space, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If you're sleepy, wash your face and come on.
Okay, sir.
Are you sleepy?
No, no, sir, no, sir.
Okay. Right. So what they do is they have provided the interface on the phone, and the rest of the work is happening in the cloud. Web apps are also known as hosted applications because software is hosted on a server. So now you understand that these hosted applications will be used by many clients, many users, thousands of users from around the world. Then the server which is running this host application should be fast, should be uh, having more resources configuration for us to run. I mean, for many users to run at the same time. I mean, if you go to Google Docs, how many of users would be using Google Docs at a given time, right? Okay. If you have any questions, raise, okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. Uh, Hosted applications are only available with an internet connection. Now, this is one of the biggest challenges we have. We need to have a good internet connection if you want to use the cloud and hosted applications. And you must have experienced how annoying it is if internet is, I mean, internet connection is uh, slow, and when you can't access O365 and Google Docs, and internet connection can be affected by latency. And you know what latency is? Latency is the delay in communication and the bandwidth. If the bandwidth is less, you won't be able to use the hosted applications, or it will be slow. It will be unresponsive, right? You'll have to wait for a long time, which can create poor user experience. It can load uh, slowly, and there'll be delaying. You click and you have to wait for a long time. Right? These are the user experiences you will have if the internet connection is slow, and if there's a lot of latency when it comes to hosted applications. Application seems unresponsive, so you'll have to refresh the web page, right? To reduce the latency and the need for bandwidth, right? Hosted application providers, they have done something, right? What they have done is they have removed some features from the applications. So the weight of the application is less. Understand? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Are you listening?
Yes.
Right. So they have removed some features from the hosted applications. Therefore, it will load fast. So compared to some locally installed applications, like if you take Microsoft Word on this computer and compared with O365 Word, O365 Word will have less features compared to the local installed app. Though they may still have advanced features, but being in the cloud, they have some unique features. Now, for example, one of the uh, main features is uh, you have the dictation dictation, right? What is dictation? That means you have the mic and you can read to the computer and to Word, and it will type for you. So that feature requires the internet connection. So being a hosted application, you have this feature uh, in hosted applications. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Because this speech engine is stored in the cloud. If you store it in your local machine, you may not have enough space, so they keep it in the cloud. So remember, some host applications, I mean, most of the hosted applications, they have removed some features compared to their locally installed version. But at the same time, they have some advanced features. Okay. Why have they removed some features? To uh, they removed the features because then it'll load fast, even when there's slow internet connection, right? To reduce the burden of downloading um, when there are internet issues, right? They have removed some of the features. Okay. And hosted applications, they use the client server model. Now, you remember client server model in networks we talked about? Shogit? Shogit?
Sir, I'm there, sir.
Do you remember the client server model that we talked about?
Yes, sir.
How can you explain it?
Uh,
Client server model. There was peer-to-peer and client server. Hmm?
so it's from peer to peer. So
No, client server. I'm
uh,
talking about client server.
yes, sir. So it sends like it's a program which sends like a request to another program waiting for response.
Not really, Rohit. Client server is a type of network, no?
Yes,
So in that you have a server, right? And it's a centralized network, right? Server is connected to a switch, and all the other computers, the client computers, they connect to the switch. And this one, the server, manages and controls the whole network, right? And these are clients. And what clients do is they request services from the server, and the server responds to their request by sending services. That's client server. Got it?
yes, sir.
Right. So this is the same model that we have in hosted applications. Why? Because when you access Google server to run Google Docs, you are a client, and Google Docs is a server. So just like you, there will be thousands of clients who are requesting services from the Google server. So it's a client server model, right? That means multiple clients can use the same application, even the same file. I mean, even the same file at the same time, right? Multiple users, thousands of users can access the same file or run the same application at the same time. Understand? Hey,
Yes, yes, yes. I understand.
Go and wash your face and come.
No, no, sir, no, sir.
Eh?
No,
Looks
no.
like you are falling asleep.
No, sir. I was drinking tea.
Burugyan, ba?
No, sir. I have tea, sir. I'm not sleepy, sir. I'm not
Are you
sleepy.
having a tea?
Yes, sir. I'm having tea.
All right. Okay, okay. Isumi, good morning. Isumi, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Right. Okay. So the advantage of hosted applications is that many users, thousands of users, can access the services of the uh, hosted server at the same time. They can work on the same file. They can run the same application. Right. Just think of Google Docs used by millions of users around the world at the same time. Something like that. So it uses a client server model. This gives the user the ability to work on a document together. Right. So you join from Sri Lanka and your friend joins from America, another friend joins from Italy, and you three can work on the same Google document or Microsoft Office 365 document and work together and uh, collaborate. Right. So the advantage is online collaboration. Many hosted applications also have chat features. Right. I don't know whether you have used this collaboration feature in Microsoft Word. It opens up the chat on the side, and then all of you are able to talk and discuss. And the interesting thing is, all three of you will be editing the same document, and it shows who's editing at that particular time with a small tooltip showing your name. They also provide tracking features so that we can edit and comment and keep track of the changes. Right. So, what are the benefits of hosted applications? Accessible from many types of connected devices. Okay, right. Another advantage of using hosted application is you can access it from your laptop, your tab, your smartphone, right? Can include, now that is because of the client server model, can include the use of online data storage to save files. Right. Now the question is, when you are running hosted applications, where are you going to save them? Right. You can't save them in your desktop computer. You can, if you want, you can download, but it's not practical to store everything in your local computer when you use hosted application. Right. And it will be slow if you do that, because then the document has to come to your computer, and then again you have to send it to the server. So it has to use internet, so it'll slow down. So what they have done is they have provided with hosted applications. Along with that, they have provided what is known as cloud storage, right? So when you use a hosted app, when you want to save, you save it in the cloud. So cloud storage is also provided by the server, right? So imagine you run Google Docs. Now you need to save Google Docs. Where do you save it? In your Google Drive. You run O365 application. You use O365 Word, and now you need to save it. Where do you save it? On the OneDrive. Understand? Shugit,
Yes, sir.
are you sleeping?
No, sir. No, sir.
Eh?
No, sir.
Okay. Right. Features that enable collaboration. So there'll be a lot of features that enable collaboration, like chat, real-time edit. Right? Why? Because you're in the cloud. If you're in the cloud, you can connect users from all around the world. So cloud applications, they have more features for collaboration, right? But at the same time, there are some drawbacks. The main drawback is that you need to have a good internet connection. Otherwise, your cloud service will be affected. User experience can be affected by high latency, the delay in communication and low bandwidth. Not as many features as local installed apps. Yes, they have removed or reduced the number of features compared to the locally installed app, because they want to give you a better user experience through the internet connection, through a decent internet connection. So they have reduced the weight of the application. They have removed some of the features, right? That right? If you want to get a complete uh, Microsoft Word experience, you need to have the locally installed app, which is this desktop app, not the online version, right? But the online version is mainly good for online collaboration, right? All right. Mm. Now, according to this one, they are comparing a hosted application against its local application. Now, for example, if you take Microsoft Word, hosted application will have unique features, something like collaborative features, or the voice dictation feature. Then the locally installed Word will have something like mm, tell me a unique feature in locally installed Word. Mm.
So it's easy to find the tools, like because there's small tools available, so it's easy access.
Easy access.
Yes. So because in the real world there's too many, so it takes time to find the proper one. So
Yeah. So what is unique in this one, in this version of Word compared to the online version? Now, this one also has dictate, but you need to have internet connection to use this. Mm, any specific feature that is available here, but not in the online version? Okay, why don't we check that out? Let me uh, open my O365, right? Oh, by the way, I think I do not have access to it. Wait a minute. Yeah, it takes time because my gateway account is not no more active. Yeah, so there'll be features, unique features here. Maybe like there'll be more tools here in the toolbar, right? More tools than uh, online Word. Mm, oh, what about mail merge? Yeah, I think mail merge isn't there in the online version, right? So some unique features are there in the local installed app. But at the same time, there are shared features. Now, shared feature would be something like tables. Tables are available in online version as well as the local version. Okay, right. Data storage, online data storage, right? This is called the cloud storage. Now, why do you need cloud storage? When you run, hosted applications, you need a space to save your work. That's where online storage comes. So these providers, hosted application providers, cloud providers like Google, they give you a free quota of hard disk. So they have, these huge storage facilities, and they have given you 15 GB of free space for each free account. But the thing is, if you think that it's not enough, you can always uh, go for a higher capacity, but you need to pay for a plan. But that shows one advantage, right? Now, if you have your local hard drive, and if you want to increase the capacity, you either need to remove that hard drive and put a new one with a high capacity, or else if it is a desktop computer, you can plug another hard drive, and that's going to be expensive, and it takes time. But here, when you use a cloud storage, it's just a matter of doing a payment and getting a new subscription, and they will scale it up for you. Not only scale up, we can even scale it down. Right? If you say like, okay, I need 1 TB of online storage, just pay and you get it instantly. And later, if you want to scale it down, you can tell them, look, I want a lower grade plan now, and you can do it. Right? So that's why it is called scalable. Understand? You me? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Shugit?
So,
Yeah. So the online storage is scalable. That's one of the advantages, right? Even hosted applications is selective, which means you can decide what kind of applications that you want in your space. Right? You can tell, okay, I want these soft applications. In fact, if you go to Microsoft 365, you will see there are some applications that you have never heard even. Right? They're not available they're not available locally as locally installed apps. Like you must have heard of something called Sway, Microsoft Sway. Now that is not found in the local machine. It is on the cloud. Right now, OneNote, of course, is there as a desktop version as well as hosted app, but Sway is on the cloud. So you can decide what kind of softwares, what applications you want on the cloud, as well as you can decide the capacity of your online data storage. Right? Just like the hosted applications, you can access your online data storage from anywhere because it's simply connected to the internet. Files are often backed up automatically, right? Now you see your WhatsApp, for example, runs a backup, and what happens? Your files, your messages are all backed up into WhatsApp servers. That's online storage, cloud storage. You have OneDrive in your computer, right? If you go here, go to Explorer, you can see where is it? I think I haven't set it up. You would get OneDrive here if you have set it up OneDrive, right? Or else OneDrive. See, so if you set this up, it'll run on your local computer. Desktop computer. And what happens is whatever the files you put into this one will be uploaded to the cloud automatically. And then you can access it from anywhere in the world using any device connected to your cloud. Sharing data is easier. Just upload, that's what we do, right? You have seen like in Gmail, if you try to send a file which is more than 25 megabytes, it'll automatically upload to Google Drive and send it as a link. Easy sharing, right? Before the cloud, when we use computers, back then, when we were limited by the email transfer file size, you won't believe we had to separate the files into 2 sets and then send them as multiple emails. If it was a single file, we had to break the file, split the file into parts, and zip them and send. But now with the cloud, you don't have to worry. Just upload it to Google Drive and share a link. Many providers offer unlimited storage packages, so less need to buy additional storage, local storage. So one of the main advantages of having online storage is that you don't need to invest money on a large capacity hard drive in your local computer, right? You don't need to go for like 2 TB or 1 TB hard drive in your computer. Instead, you can have a small hard drive, maybe like 500 GB or 250 GB SSD, and then you can purchase an online storage, right? So now you have 256 SSD in your computer, and you have 1 TB Google Drive. Since you have purchased, it will be much more safer, right? That's what they do with these netbook computers. They come with a small hard drive, and then the purpose is for you to use cloud storage. Understand, Shubhit?
I'm here, sir.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Enables collaboration, right? People can work together using the cloud. More local storage made available for local installed app, right? Now, what does this mean? This means you can use your local storage for local installed apps and files, because you run most of the software on the cloud. For example, if I decide, okay, I'm going to be dependent on Office 365, right? I don't need the Office in my computer. I can simply log into Office 365 and work there. So I have more space in my hard drive to store other local installed apps, right? If I remove Office from this computer, it'll, I will get like maybe 500 megabytes free space. So that's what they say here, right? If you go for cloud storage and cloud applications, your local storage will be can be utilized for other applications, right? Which means you don't need to have the local version and the cloud version both. You can select one of them. You can go to cloud version and not have the local version, right? This also has an impact on what is known as digital divide. I hope you understand what digital divide is. That's where the people in the society are divided into 2 groups. One group has access to all the technologies, the other group does not. And the gap is increasing, right? The increasing gap can create differences between these 2 groups. Some are deprived, some are like having access to all the comfort because of technology. So this feature will allow us to reduce the digital divide gap. Why? Because you can purchase cloud storage and cloud applications, people need not to invest huge amounts of money on high-end laptops or computers. They can simply go for a used, moderate laptop, decent laptop for a lesser amount of price, and then they can invest on cloud storage and cloud applications. This enables more people Physical location of our data is not known. We just go to cloud and we see our files there. Wherever you access your cloud from, anywhere in the world, you see it. But do you really know where exactly it is stored physically? In which server, which country? We don't know, right? So if it is stored in a country, because they have servers all over the world, right? So if it is stored in a country where there's no proper data protection laws, your data, your sensitive data will be in danger. So this is why you should not store sensitive data in your cloud. Depend on online storage provider for security, right? What does that mean? Right? If you have your own files in your local computer, you know how to protect them. But now you have given your data to someone else, a company, to look after, and you have kept them in their server. So you are relying on someone else for security of your data. Right? And don't forget that in the past there had been incidents where cloud storages had been hacked, and some financial data, some secrets, war secrets, and even celebrity photos, videos had been leaked, right? File transfer speeds are much slower than local storage. Yeah, that's because we are relying on internet. So local install apps will run faster than the cloud or hosted application, right? Only accessible using an internet connection. You need an internet connection, and that also need to be of high bandwidth. Some software are not available as hosted applications, so files cannot be opened without being downloaded, right? Can you give me an example for an application, for a popular application which is not available as hosted in Office 365? Which software is not available in the cloud in Office? Shugit?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Nemehalu? Tell me. Yeah. What is it? Isumi, do you know? What is the
Yes,
Office?
I,
What is Office
No, sir.
365 application which is not, I mean, sorry, what is the Office application or the software which is not available in O365? It is MS
um,
Access, right? Just go to Office 365 and look for Access. It's not there,
so
right?
it's not Word, no, sir.
Word is there.
Word is there. Word is there.
Access is not there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
So, pretty strange, but Access is not there. So some software not available as hosted applications, like Access, and you have to use the desktop version for that, right? But on the other hand, another benefit is some unique applications are there, which are not available in as local installed apps. Which are not okay, like what I told you, Microsoft Sway. Now Microsoft Sway is something like um, like an application to create magazines, online magazines, journals, right? Often have to pay for additional storage. Yes, you need to pay for additional storage if you go for but that may be much more cost effective than maintaining your own storage, right? All right. Right, so we have come to the end. Let's look at some of the examples of cloud applications, right, used out there. In a very competitive marketplace, they have responded by adding more features to their software and providing their own cloud-based applications and online storage solutions that can link with their locally installed software. So the modern trend is for you to have the local installed app as well as the cloud app, like O365. So right now, what I'm using here is O365 Word. This account is O365. So whatever I do here in the local computer will be reflected or synchronized with the cloud. That's the advantage of this setup, right? So the trend is to have a local install app as well as a cloud app. The development of cloud-based services has made it possible for manufacturers to sell inexpensive devices such as Google Chromebook or netbooks. So this is what I told you, right? This is what is going to reduce the digital divide gap, because these devices are affordable than high-end laptops. And if you have used Chromebook, you would have seen, right? You don't have Microsoft Office in this, right? You connect to Google Docs and Google Drive. These devices do not need a lot of storage because they can simply access hosted application and online storage, right? So these are affordable, right? And then they can access a free Google account, which makes it, it's called inclusive, right? Inclusive or inclusion is allowing many people, everyone to use the technology. This reduction in cost has allowed more people to access technology and has helped to reduce the digital divide gap. So this can be a question. Look for this, right? Or if they ask you to talk about digital divide, you can include this point where manufacturers, cloud-based manufacturers, they have created laptops like Chromebook or netbooks, which do not need much configuration because they are dependent on the cloud. So this makes it affordable for people who do not have like enough money to buy high-end laptops. So that has enabled more people to use the technology, especially rural areas. Cloud-based services can help organizations as they can provide organizations with scalable solutions, right? So what is scalable? That means they can instantly, right, request more resources, more storage, more applications, specific applications to suit their business needs, right? For example, when we, Gateway is on Office 365. So they constantly talk to Microsoft and decide their plan, update their plan. They will tell Microsoft, okay, we don't want this software. Can you remove it from this thing? We need this one added. Can you increase our individual account capacity to this amount? So that's what scalable is. You can scale it up or scale it down. Okay, Sugit?
Okay, sir.
They also help organizations to save on their cost of buying, housing, and maintaining their own servers. So because of purchasing cloud-based service, you don't have to spend millions of money on maintaining your servers, your storage, right? Now the companies are not really interested on this, right? But companies do spend money on this up to some extent. Why? Because they are not going to totally rely on cloud. on the cloud, which means the company sensitive data are not going to be stored in the cloud. So they will maintain their servers up to some extent, but for most of the work where they can use collaboration, they will use the cloud services, right? Cloud-based services can provide individuals with access to a variety of online services. Now, these are some of the services that have cloud-based applications. Online shopping. When you go to online shopping, online auction sites where you can bid, they all are cloud-based. In the sense, these softwares are running on a server and with the help of an online storage. Now, when you go to a shopping site, you have your own space, right? You can go and check the things that you bought. Everything is saved in your account, which means they are giving you a cloud storage. You don't even know it, feel it, but there's a storage already allocated for you. Booking systems for travel, leisure, entertainment, they all are cloud-based. Banking, most of the banks nowadays, they are on the cloud. That's how they let you use mobile banking, online banking, VLEs, virtual learning environments, where students can log in and teachers can log in. They can set up assignments. Students can do the assignments online, right? Like Microsoft Teams. Moodle, used by many universities. Then massive online open courses like tests, like what? These online courses, where online certification courses, they are on the cloud, right? You can study their courses, and then you can take the exams online, and then you can get the certification as well. Gaming, online gaming, cloud-based. News, other information, entertainment services, on-demand television like Netflix, they all are cloud-based now. These are services, internet services, right? And finally, communities. What are communities? Communities are groups of people, online groups of people, like social networks. They are on the cloud. Online workspaces, that's where in a company, employees work together. The company will have branches around the country, right? And you all, the employees, they log in to a common space, and then they work online. So some of the workers will work from home. So online workspace is a cloud-based service for community. So in all these, there's a group of people. That's why it's coming under online community. Now, these are services that we get. Okay, so see the difference, right? These are services and these are communities, groups of people. What about user-generated reference sites? User-generated reference sites. That means these sites, the content is created by the users, the very own users, like Wikipedia. The Wikipedia online encyclopedia gets its content from us, from the people who use it. They are the ones who upload the content, and then there are moderators to check the content, the validity, right? It's not uploaded by someone else. So that's why it's called user-generated reference sites. We are the ones who are making it. And what about blogs? User-generated reference sites. We create a blog, we upload posts, and then we share it with other people. And forums, what are forums? Forums are sites that allow us to discuss matters, right? That's where you can post something, and then other people will comment, then you comment on their comments, and then you get into a discussion, online discussions. They all are cloud-based. So now you know what cloud-based is. If it is cloud-based, this application runs on a remote server, and there'll be some kind of online storage involved. There'll be a user account for you. So all your details, your history will be stored in their server in that storage. So that's what cloud-based is. User-generated content sites, right? Now, reference sites, that's because people go and read them, and they are meant for discussions. Content sites like video sharing, like YouTube, for example, is cloud-based, right? Blogs, right? Blogs is not mainly for discussion, but forums are for discussion. Blogs is for like sharing, right? Blog is also called an online diary. So the difference between the forum and the blog is, forum is meant for discussions. Blog is having a calendar, and it manages your posts chronologically. That means you can access according to the date and month and year. And websites, social bookmarking sites. Can you give me an example for social bookmarking site? A famous social bookmarking site.
Pinterest.
What?
Pinterest.
Yeah, that's right. Pinterest. Right? Social bookmarking, in the sense, when you visit sites, you can bookmark the URL and share it with other people. Right? Social bookmarking. Right? You go to sites, you get the URL, and you bookmark it. Means you record it. Right? You put a reference, and then you share it with a group of people. Pinterest. All these are cloud-based services. All right, so that's the end of the cloud. So if you look at these questions, which one of these is used to store hosted applications? Right, Shugit, can you tell me the answer? Which one of these is used to store hosted applications? Okay, out of these, it should be the fastest and the one which has most configuration.
Server.
Yeah, obviously, it's a server. Right. State 3 benefits of using online data storage. Okay, we have Sudesh joining in today. Sudesh, can you tell me one benefit of having online data storage? That's cloud storage. Yeah. Sudesh, one benefit. Okay, Isumi.
It's expandable.
Yeah, it's scalable. It's expandable. It's scalable. Right. Shugit, another one. Think of Google Drive or OneDrive. Yeah, Shugit.
So, mm,
Yeah. Sudesh, you can type it in. Yeah, Shugit,
um,
tell. You were there throughout the session.
yes.
You can share files. You can collaborate,
Yes.
and you
So
can
can
work on the
buy
same.
this thing storage.
Huh?
Can buy extra storage.
That's what Isumi told, right? The scalable. Scalable means that, right? So you can work on the same document, you can share files, and you can do online collaboration. That's another benefit, right? Okay. Another one. You can access your online storage from anywhere in the world,
Anyway,
from any device, or from multiple devices. You can access your online
that's
storage.
flexible also.
Yeah, it's flexible access. You can access your online storage from anywhere in the world, from multiple devices. flexible access. State 3 online services provided by cloud-based services. Well, services are these: online shopping, booking sites, VLEs, gaming, banking, news, entertainment, on-demand television, right? They all are online services, right? But if they ask online communities, that would include social networks, online workspaces, um, reference sites like wikis, forums, and blogs, websites, video sharing sites, social bookmarking sites. State what is meant by the term cloud. Cloud is another name for internet, right? So if it is cloud services or cloud computing or hosted applications, that refers to installing and running software applications on remote servers. That's what cloud computing, cloud, hosted applications is. You don't have to install that software in your local machine. You run it on the server. Cloud storage means it's an online hard drive space created on a remote server. So why do you need to combine online storage with hosted applications? Because if you run hosted applications, there should be a space to save them. So cloud providers, what they have done is they have given us an online storage, right? So you save your work in the online storage. So these two are combined. And usually both are provided by the same provider, cloud storage and hosted applications like Google Docs and Google Drive, Microsoft Office 365 and OneDrive. Okay, and one of the most important points in this section was how cloud impacts the digital divide. Right, so that can be a point for your answer. Cloud will let many people to use computers because when you are connected to the cloud, you don't need much configuration in your device. So you can go for netbooks like Chromebook, but in your answers, don't write any trade names like Chromebook, right? They don't accept trade names. You can talk about netbooks. So these people who cannot afford high-end laptops, they can go for netbooks because netbooks have lesser amount of hard disk capacity and lesser configuration. Therefore, they don't need to install locally installed apps. Instead, they can use the netbook to connect to cloud-based services. And most of the cloud-based services, they give free service up to a certain extent. So they can easily get their own laptop. They can go for used laptops and access to cloud service. This enables more people to use the technology. And because of that, the digital divide is reduced. What is digital divide? It is the division of people based on access to technology. There are only two groups of the society. Some have access to technology, some don't. Right. So the people who do not have access to technology are deprived. It's one of their rights, but they don't have access to technology, right? They don't know how to access a web. They don't know how to, or basically they haven't used a computer even. They haven't seen a computer even, right? So digital divide is affecting individual countries as well as in a global scale also. Like in Sri Lanka, if you take rural areas, digital divide is not that much in Sri Lanka, but in certain rural areas, there can be, people who haven't even seen a computer, who still don't have access to electricity, so they can't use computers. Or they have computers, they have access to computers, but they don't know how to use them because they are illiterate their computer literacy is nil. If you look at a global scale, due to conflicts, like for example Ukraine, let's say, their networks are destroyed, their power grids are destroyed. Now they don't have access to internet or computers, so it creates digital divide. If you take countries like let's say Somalia is developed now, no? You can't take Somalia, maybe like Uganda or something. They have more concerns than having access to internet. Their food and nutrition would be their priority, so they don't have money to spend on infrastructure, uh, you know, on building networks and computers. That creates a digital divide, right? So internal conflicts, lack of literacy, computer literacy and literacy, and then geographical location, right? People living in mountainous areas, they don't have electricity, right? They don't have access to towns, right? So they are kind of isolated. And technological development, imbalance of technological development. That means like the urban areas will have access to 5G, whereas rural areas still have 3G. So this difference also creates a digital divide. So those are the factors that affect the digital divide. To bridge the digital divide gap, governments have taken steps to promote IT education in schools. They donate IT equipment to rural areas. They set up rural IT centers, mobile IT centers. If you remember, in Sri Lanka, there were some buses fitted with computer labs. So the bus would travel to these places, different places, right? And then reducing the tariff charges, internet charges, and expanding the coverage. These are the things that they have taken to bridge the gap. And added to that, cloud service has helped to bridge the gap because it makes affordable for people to buy used netbooks with lesser configuration and connect to the cloud to use for computing. But they need to have access to good internet connection, right? So that's the end of the cloud chapter. Okay, right. So now we can start answering papers. What we have to look at is these chapters, right? Where they talk about things like see, education, online working, online shopping, and things like that. So I think we can talk about these chapters through questions, through by answering questions, right? So let's get going with the papers, right? We'll discuss the papers, online services. All these can be, these are like general knowledge. We can discuss that with papers. And also we have to practice a few 8-mark questions. I will show you how to answer these 8-mark questions, right? Okay, so we have finished all the technical chapters. And we are left with the general knowledge ones, right? So these can be done with questions. Okay, so your paper is on 9th, is it? Is it on 9th?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, so right, so I'll meet you in the next class. Next early morning class will be third Friday, no? Third Friday, but I'll try to have a few more classes in between, right? Because the other guys they have exam later on. You are the ones who will be doing. I mean, even computer science. I think it's little late. I think. Shugit, do you know when your brother has this thing?
The computer science exam?
Yeah.
1 minute. So I think it's May. It's in the middle of May, somewhere. I think.
Middle of May, huh?
Yes. So the next paper is in June. After that, so the practical paper.
Ah, right. So which means I need to give priority to you guys. You are the ones who will be doing the test first, no?
Yes.
Right. So I will try to borrow their time and do classes with you. Right. So you can start answering questions. Just go through and have the doubts ready. Yeah? Okay. Now Izumi has done a couple of papers and sent to me. I will correct them and give it to you, Izumi. So likewise, Shugit, you and Sudesh, you also. It's better if you can do at least one paper with timing and give it to me so for corrections. Right. If I can't correct, if I don't have time to correct, I will at least discuss your paper. Okay. Okay, Izumi, Sudesh, Shashin, Shugit.
Okay. Sir.
Right. So work hard, work hard because you have only one more week. One more week.
Yeah.
So don't waste time. Do as many questions as possible. Go through the papers. Yeah, and be ready. Okay. Especially, I want to hear doubts from you, questions from you, right? Then we can discuss a lot. Right. Okay, then I'll meet you in the next class.
Okay, sir.
Shugit, Izumi. Okay, see you.
Okay, so bye.
Okay.